Good morning, fantasy managers and fellow sickos. Welcome to Sunday. This is Fourth and Fantasy, and you are tuned into the Morning Rush Show. Week 5 is here, and you have those tough lineup decisions staring you right in the face. We're going live now with our definitive start and sit calls to make sure you dominate your matchups. Let's get her done.
Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't follow no script. I make my own lane. Got a spreadsheet mind and a red rat brain. Dynasty beast got that tape in my veins. While they drafting by names, I'm exposing their game. No cap. We study the craft like film room rats. Gyms in the fourth while they stuck in the past. It's levels to this. Dynasty keep or flex. From rookies to pros, we demand and respect. That's real. And I ain't never need clout for my clout to show. Just a mic I take and a team I grow. This ain't just picks, it's principle G. It's Fourth and Fantasy where you build your legacy. We 10 toes down, yeah, we stand.
10 toes down and we stand on facts. Y'all know this. Y'all know how that shit go. It's early in the morning. Wake that ass up. Wake that ass up. Wake that ass up. Probably the earliest we've gone this whole time. And shout out to everybody who is up at the moment. My name is Hancho, and this is my guy.
Siriaco, call me Rocco.
And we are your fantasy playbook to more championship wins. And Rocco, where are we the land of?
We're a fantasy football podcast for Dynasty Sickos by Dynasty Sickos. But everybody set your lineups with us.
That is right. All fellow sickos are very much welcome. And as I stated, this is week 5. We are now past a month into the NFL season. And if you aren't ready to throw up at this point due to all the injuries and this being the first week of buys, I don't know what to say to you right now. And it's how for one of my teams, which was I thought was hilarious today, Rocco had added me on one of the leagues that we were in. He was like, "Yo, you need to set your lineup." And I was like, "Yo, I don't have no more running backs, cuz I don't have all my running backs or hurt or not even servers like Object Estimate. He went to basically shit for me. So yeah, no, that's how some of my fantasy leagues are going. The injuries are very crippling, and if you are a very top heavy team and don't have specifically with that team, I didn't have great depth. So, especially at the running back position, that was my kryptonite for that team. I knew once people started dropping, it was going to be a long season for your boy.
Yeah, you need to put in like Jalen Royals in your flex and shit.
Right. You see, right. So you see that shit. I'm over here like, bro, this is not good for your boy. But thank you all for tuning in. If this is your first time watching the show, like, share, and subscribe. We have a free Discord that you're able to join. We're a great community of guys and gals that are able to answer your questions 24/7. If you want 24 access to us to be able to reach us, go ahead and join our free Discord. It's going to be in the description of the YouTube video. But like I said, today is a start and sit question and answers. As we go on, if you have them, throw them in the chat. What up, Roach? Good morning to you, G. Hope you're doing well, dandy, and fine this wonderful Sunday morning. Hope you get some dubs to you. And now, Rocco, how are you feeling going into week 5? When you're looking at your overall teams, are you it's especially for this week or especially for today? Do you feel good? Do you feel like you're kind of hitting a good stride in the season, or is just like, I still need about another 2-3 weeks to see what we're working with?
No, man. I had to wake up. Super early this morning and look at my lineups, and I had to take Brock Bowers out of like 4 leagues because I'm
Yeah, I saw that too.
calculated to lose in all of those matchups because I was going to get a big fat 0 from Brock Bowers, and also his backup Michael Mayer is out, so don't try to pick up his backup because he's not playing either. so, so yeah, I'm kind of interested in that matchup. I want to see if Jacoby Myers could start to do something now that he's like one of the last guys left. Trey Tucker's interesting. I wonder if they can get out another big body in Jack Besh finally, considering their other big bodies are sitting, in the doctor's office.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting to me because I still don't fear the Colts as a defense, and they've proven that they can score points. So
One
that
game.
one definitely has sneaky shootout potential if Max Crosby doesn't kill Daniel Jones on the field. So that's an interesting one. So I would sneakily start if you're down to like nobody. Um, you know, I would see if they have any reports on maybe a Jack Beshkett on the field. If not, you can maybe roll with a Trey Tucker. If you're feeling real groovy, you can put in a Dante Thornton because somebody's gonna have to catch the ball there. I just don't know exactly who will yet. Besides Jacoby Myers.
And I actually picked up Albert in one league. Albert Aquak. I don't even know how to say his name. Albert Aquakagawan. That's what it's a long. Probably the
Akui
long.
Bunam.
Uncle, see, it's a
Akui
whole lot of shit. You know what I'm
Akui
saying? A whole lot of
Bunam.
shit.
Akui Bunam.
A
You
whole
don't
lot of
know. You don't know Alberto. Just call him Alberto.
Alberto. I mean, I think he's from Mizzou, if I'm remembering correctly. And we have our first start and sit question of the show. Well, welcome and good morning to you, Jeff. If this is your first time tuning into the show, appreciate you and subscribe, like. He asked in a PPR guillotine league, and if this is sleeper, they now call it a chop league, which I'm also in. JSM or Njoku. And if we're looking at the NFL schedule today, the Cleveland Browns are going against the Minnesota Vikings, and then the Commanders are going against the Chargers. Njoku really, if we're being completely honest, Njoku hasn't really done much. Now, we will be honest. Joe Flacco just got benched, so we will see how Dylan Gabriel likes throwing down the middle, but also to keep a note, guys that are of shorter stature, and that's no, what I'm saying. That's not nothing against the short kings out there. I'm also a short king. You know what I'm saying? But when you're a shorter quarterback, you have trouble seeing the middle of the field. This is what Kyler Murray struggles with, and why he has to roll out a bunch because he can't see over that massive offensive line. So with Dylan Gabriel and looking to get Njoku the ball, that might be a tough matchup, right? And then you're already going against a Minnesota defense that's been playing pretty good. So I think here I would lean JCM against the Chargers, but honestly, I don't know. That's a tough decision because when we're looking at the Commanders, they still haven't decided what direction to go in that RB room. The running back rotation is kind of like whoever has the hot hand. We saw Nicholas gets the ball. We saw Chris Rodriguez get the ball, and JCM. They all kind of had, some type of production. But what do you say to this question, Rocco?
I'm gonna kind of see if I can attack this from a different way.
Do it.
Jeff H. I don't really like either matchup. But you said it's a guillotine league.
Yeah.
And I know after week 5, guillotine leagues, the waivers, they usually have somebody you can kind of pick up.
Yeah, so every time like a team gets cut, you can take their players. Yep.
Yes. So basically, if 16 teams are usually in a chopped league, going 16 weeks, after 5 weeks, you have the rosters of 4. After 4 weeks, you have the rosters of 4 teams. So there should be some people on waivers. If you got the room, in a guillotine league, Njoku's almost a chop himself.
Yeah.
So if you need the space, I would cut Njoku and see what they got out there. They got to have a better matchup out there than JCM going against a really stout Chargers defense. I mean, they really bottled up Cam Scatterboo. He had like 75 yards, 79 yards last week, but it took him like 25 carries to get there. So they really bottled him up after I think a 16-yard run in the first quarter. So I don't have a lot of faith in JCM or those running backs because JCM is not the only guy there. Chris Rodriguez is getting a lot of touches. Jerry McNichols has been getting a lot of touches. So, it's almost cutting 3 right now. So it worries me that there won't be enough pie for JCM to really go off. And like you said, Njoku, it's a new quarterback. It's overseas. He also has a really good tight end who the rookie might have a better connection with. The rookie to rookie connection might be better between him and Fannin. So we just don't know, especially if it's not like you don't get any kind of premium on the tight end. I don't see you list a premium for the tight end there.
So if it is a premium, Jeff, let us know, and that might change our answer a little bit.
That might change our answer. I don't know. I think I would go JCM and hope he gets a touchdown.
Hopefully.
But yeah, neither one to me in my eyes.
I don't like neither.
I sit here at 7 o'clock in the morning NOLA time, it doesn't look like a good idea for either one. And there's gotta be somebody on waivers. And then so that's my long answer to say, look at the waivers.
To Rocco's point, also on the New York Giants game, Cam Scatterbo had 25 carries for 79 yards, and he averaged 3.2 yards per carry. And then with Devin Singletary, it wasn't that much better with 7 carries, 28 yards. So it was 4 yards per carry. But I don't like neither matchups. But Chargers, they've been playing both. It's kind of you're set up for failure for both because Minnesota playing well and the Chargers are playing well. We also have another starting sit question from Mike Duke. Good morning to you. And if this is your first time, I'm going to remember that name, Mike Duke. If you were here before, I apologize. But this is your first time tuning in. Thank you for joining us, my G. Pick 2 in PPR: Jordan Mason, Chase Brown, Montgomery, or Michael Carter. Carter, if you know where that's from. Throw the bomb over the heads. From
the Carter 3.
The Carter 3. So pick 2. I'll let you take this one, Rocco.
Okay, I was just looking up something, but let me PPR. And let me look at the matchups here. Let's see.
So the matchups with Jordan Mason today, as we said, he has the Cleveland Browns. Chase Brown has the Detroit Lions. Mm-hmm. David Montgomery has the Cincinnati Bengals. And Michael Carter has Tennessee Titans.
All right. So the must start out of all of these is David Montgomery against a softish Cincinnati Bengals defense without their first round pick, Shamar Stewart. They're just a kind of a lame defense and they have no offense. So the Lions should be able to control the clock and get a lot of running in today. So Monty is definitely my must start here. So now we got to look at the other 3. Jordan Mason against a really tough Cleveland defense. But he should get most of the touches there. Chase Brown is disappointed as the Bengals have disappointed. Carter's interesting.
Very.
If you want to go YOLO, he's playing the worst defense in the entire league.
I say fuck it.
So if you want to go YOLO and you need upside, go Michael Carter. If you want to go safe,
I think Jordan Mason.
I would say Chase Brown just because the Lions defense is not quite as good as Cleveland. And he should get a lion's share, no pun intended. He should get most of the touches. So Mason and Brown are more of a touch, they're going to get touches. Carter is just playing an awful defense, but you don't know how that's going to kind of play out, who's going to get the touches, him, DeMarcado, or there's a new guy in town, Bam!
Oh yeah, fuck him.
I don't know about Bam, y'all. I'm going to have to see if he does anything today. But
if this is your first time tuning into the show, I just want y'all to know as a disclaimer, even if early in the morning, we're going to do some cussing. All right, this ain't a kid's show. We ain't on what's that, Cartoon Network? We ain't on Nickelodeon. You feel me? But
he said Nickelodeon.
We ain't on no Nickelodeon. So
You might
I'm
get
right.
slimed.
I'm literally lockstep with Rocco here on his first choice, David Montgomery. I think he's going to have a really good day. Him and Gibbs are going to have a really good day against that Bengals defense. And then I would lean Jordan Mason, and then he did get bottled up a little bit last week, and he also had a fumble, but he still got you like 10 points. So if you really if you were looking for like a floor, I'll probably roll with Jordan Mason. I haven't been the biggest fan of Chase Brown this year, and I wasn't even coming into the season. I was telling a lot of people he's fool's gold and he's going to disappoint. I'm glad my take is still going live and wonderful. So yeah, those would be my picks. I would go David Montgomery and Jordan Mason, and then to Jeff, what he said. I already picked up replacements for injuries and buys. I could pick up Booty,
Booty.
and Chig or Mason Taylor, no tight end premium. They are going against a Dallas. So I want to the Mason Taylor one. They are going against a Dallas Cowboys defense that has been getting torn up in the passing defense.
Yeah,
and we are out Malik Hooker. He just was placed on IR. We still got Trayvon Diggs. Deron Bland is back. So hopefully we're trending up, right? But out of those guys, I probably Booty has New England. They go against Buffalo, and then Chig is going against, like we said, Arizona Cardinals. So
I don't trust the Titans offense. I think Booty
has
the upside because that team's going to have to score points. The New England Patriots are going to have to score points against the Bills to keep up, and Booty could be a big part of that. Taylor, I think, is going to give you the floor because there's not a lot there, and they're going up against a terrible defense where they'll also have to score points. So Taylor could be involved in that play. But I basically like all of those guys over the guys that you mentioned before, JCM and David Njoku. And just one more little tidbit for our guy that just commented on Jordan Mason and Chase Brown. Jordan Mason against Cleveland actually has the worst matchup today. So take that into account. The Chase Brown doesn't have a much better matchup, but he has a little bit better matchup than Jordan Mason. So take that into account when you make your decisions.
And we have another Jeff in the house. Good morning to you, Jeff Love. I would absolutely love that last name. No pun intended. Would love having that last name. Buddy Love.
Is your favorite player Jordan Love?
I'm telling you. Well, good morning to you, Jeff. Welcome to the show, and hope you're having an absolutely great start to your day. What's up, guys? What's up? Back to you. This is, I don't know what HP League means. Oh, half point? Half point.
Gotta be half point, huh?
Half point. All right, half point league, half PPR. Dowdle, Chase Brown, Mason, or Henderson. Start one. Well, Rico Dowdle just moved to RB1 of the Carolina Panthers, and they are going against the Miami Dolphins, which has been, if you haven't tuned into the shows before, this has been my favorite word, basura. They've been basura. So, and they just came out on top of the New York Jets. And so maybe they're trying to, keep things going, try not to get their head coach fired. I don't really like the Carolina Panthers offense. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Their fans are wearing bags over their heads. Okay, Rocco knows all about that being a Saints fan, so it doesn't stop. I would probably lean Chase Brown here if you don't like. And I guess Henderson would be a close second, but I'll probably go Chase Brown here. I know I say I don't like Chase Brown, but I don't like the Panthers' offense. Mason, to Rocco's point, says they are facing one that has the toughest matchup. So we got to see. And then with Henderson, they're going against the Buffalo Bills. He could have a day, right, if they end up figuring out how to really implement him in that offense. So by a very, 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 very smidge for me, I'll probably go Chase Brown out of this list. How about you, Rocco?
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Rico Dowdle because Chuba Hubbard's out, so he's definitely out. I just saw it this morning and set my lineup. So if you got Chuba Hubbard in there, get him the fuck out because he's not gonna give you any points. But Dowdle's gonna get basically all the touches, and they'll sprinkle in Trevor Etienne, I'm sure. But Dowdo is going to have a similar role that he had last year for the Cowboys, and that role got him 1,000 yards. So I would roll with Dowdo. His matchup is not too intimidating against a middling at best Miami Dolphins defense. Henderson is for the upside because he can have that one play that makes your whole day. But also he hasn't gotten the workload yet, so I'm gonna bet on the workload with Dowdo in a bad offense. Because I'm not intimidated by the Miami Dolphins defense, so that would be the way I go. Brown and Mason, their matchups are kind of intimidating a little bit. So I'm gonna sit them this week if I can.
And to that Mason's note, I'm just gonna read off their injuries for the Vikings offensive line. Their right tackle is out. Their left guard is out. Their center is out. Well, listen, it might be a long day for Jordan Mason. So yeah, I like the feedback that Rocco gave. Z Smitty, good morning to you. A bit of a long question here. I traded Judkins and DK for Rome and Tucker Craft. I'll drop my team below. Honestly, I'm already liking the trade already. We are big fans of Tucker Craft. And Rome, I sold him for a early 2026 first, a late 2026 first. On top, I can't remember the player off the top of my head, but on top, and Michael Pittman. So I got Michael Pittman, an early first in 2026 and a late first in 2026. That was a smash for me. So
is this dynasty? I don't see where it says if this is redraft or dynasty.
Let's see. He also had a second comment where he put his team. Z Smith, if you can, let us know if this is a dynasty or a redraft. But if it was dynasty, I like it. To be honest with you, Tucker Craft is going to ascend, and if he wasn't injured or even a little banged up, and they're off this week, Tucker Craft can be the tight end one by the end of the year. And then Rome, him and Caleb Williams have been on a great pair chemistry wise. Mm-hmm. And it looks like Rome is actually taking that year two jump. So I like it. Judkins, I like him too in the Cleveland, but the Cleveland Browns offense is just kind of throw up at the moment. And then DK, if you ask Rocco, he's not good. And then in Steelers offense, I feel like it's very hidden. They've been playing well, but I can't see them keeping that up. Because one, Arthur Smith is a fantasy football terrorist. We all need to get on that claim. He's a fantasy football terrorist. All right. And all my Caleb Johnson shares are fucked. So yeah, that's how we feel that's how I feel about that one. But Rock, I'll let you get a quick little feedback here.
Oh yeah. Rome clears DK quite easily. DK, like Huncho said, not good at football. I mean, he was crafted in a lab to look like a Superman, like a meta-human. Like if you told me he had superhuman powers, I would believe it. But one of those powers is not hands. So
you're right. He is
being able to have awareness of where he's at on the field and keeping himself in bounds and keeping his big feet, planted on the sideline and not out the sideline. So, that Rome clears DK easily for me, and Tucker Craft has the upside to be, one of those top 3 tight ends. He's that good. Mm-hmm. I really believe that. With Brock Bowers, out this week with a brace on his knee, he hasn't been the same all year. Trey McBride, that offense is straight cheeks,
buttermilk buns,
straight cheeks. So it's hard to trust any of the offensive players there. So Tucker Craft could honestly be the tight end one in 2025, and it wouldn't shock me at all, and it wouldn't shock my good friend Chev at all. So easily the right side of that trade.
And we're just going down the chat, so we will get to everybody's sit and starts as they come in. Appreciate everybody that is tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you're enjoying the show, we do this every Sunday. No, the times will be very much very. We usually go at 9. Today we're going at 8. But make sure y'all tune in every Sunday as we do the Morning Rush show. And then also, this episode is sponsored by Fast Draft, the fastest best ball platform out there, where they're trying to put over $250,000 in your pocket in cash prizes by drafting fast as hell and seeing if you can be the top team of the week. And if you use any of our promo codes, fourth, they will double your first deposit up to $50. I repeat, they will double your first deposit up to $50 using our promo codes. All right. And also, if you're having an amazing day, go ahead and join our free Discord. All can be found in the description. No, let's keep it going. Let's keep it flowing. Let's keep it icy. We'll get one more Z Smitty comment, and then I'll push to Damien because this one made me laugh a bit. Y'all can have a good hoorah. No, Z Smitty said, I was just offered CD and Chase Brown for Garrett Wilson, Kraft, and more. Do I accept? Well, if you're asking me, sir, that's the wrong person because I am a CD Lamb whore. Okay, I pick him.
DJ Moore?
No, CD Lamb. Oh yes, that's DJ Moore
on the right side.
Yeah, DJ Moore, I think.
No.
So Garrett Wilson, Tucker Kraft, and DJ Moore for CD. Oh, he gets CD Lamb and Chase Brown, and he gives up Garrett Wilson, Tucker Kraft, and DJ Moore. I feel like for CD Lamb, for me, I love CD Lamb. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm up, and me having so much CD Lamb probably put me in a very bad spot for him being hurt. But
I have a question. If this is redraft, it's probably a better deal than if this is dynasty. Which I will assume that this is redraft because I don't see any picks involved. You know, that's kind of how I can kind of guess there. So I didn't mean to cut you off, but to me, DJ Moore and Chase Brown cancel each other out. So you're asking if you would trade CD Lamb for Garrett Wilson and Tucker Kraft. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, I can flow with that one. And guess who's in the house? Addy. And he says, I take that trade easy, but the DK slander is not tolerated. And also,
I'm sorry, I've seen him play before. I'm sorry. I've watched the tape.
And Z Smitty says, this is a 10-man PPR and his redraft. And he just accepted it. There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out to you, Mike Dude. Appreciate you, my G. We got some more. And I wanted to get to this Damian Dillard comment. It made me laugh. No Saints. Roll to 0-17.
Hey, that looks like that's coming from a fellow Saints fan because I see the Saints logo and Will Smith in your Avi. R.I.P. Will Smith. That was fucked up how that happened. But I digress.
Will Smith is gone?
No, not Will Smith that slapped Chris Rock in the face.
Yeah, the Saints Will Smith.
Yeah. He got shot like 3 or 4 years ago. It was a while back in a traffic altercation.
I don't want to mess up the show. Oh my God, I did not know that.
Yeah. He's gone.
Damn, but. Yeah, Damien, roll to 0-17. I hope they don't blame my boy Spencer Rattler for this shit. He has nothing to do with it. He's going out playing like he can, and it's just not turning out into wins. And I don't think Kellen Moore it's not going the way he wanted. We got Mr. Coach Drew in the house. Good morning.
Yeah, we didn't answer his question, huh?
Huh? Well, oh, sorry. My bad. My bad. I didn't see that part. My part, Damien. He says start T-Mac or White at flex. I'm guessing that's Rashad or
it's got to be Rashad White.
Yeah, Rashad White. I am probably going because Rashad White. Once again, they're going against the Philadelphia Eagles, and then T-Mac.
Rashad White's going up against Seattle, right?
No, they got the Philadelphia Eagles. No, my bad. That's Denver. I'm getting my teams mixed up. My fault. The Bucks do have Seattle. My fault. And Seattle has a very tough defense as well. T-Mac is going against a Miami Dolphins defense. If you don't believe in Bryce Young being able to get him the ball, I probably, Rashad White will definitely get the passing touches for sure, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Bucky Irving is out, I think he does get a lot more passing usage. With T-Mac, it's really up to Bryce Young because he can't go out there and toss himself the ball. So if Bryce Young struggles today, so will T-Mac or his production or stats wise. But they are going against a Miami Dolphins defense, which has been very mediocre at best. So I'll let Rocco answer this one.
I think I'm gonna roll with the guy that should be close to a workhorse load. Sorry about that, guys. It's too early. We don't want to talk about horse loads in here. But he should be the pass catching back here. And like you said, it is a tough defense. And I'm kind of curious to see Sean Tucker play. Honestly, I like Sean Tucker, and I think that's going to be I don't think that Rashad White's going to get all the touches, but he's going to get the touches. He's going to get the pass game work.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Tucker's not really a pass catcher. I say all of that to say that what was the matchup one more time for?
So T-Mac has the Miami Dolphins, and then Rashad White has I just said it, and the Seattle Seahawks.
Gotcha. Interesting. I think I'm gonna go with Tet here. I know he's gonna get the targets, as evidenced by his 34 targets in 4 games, which is 8.5 targets per game. So if I can bank on those 8.5 targets against the Miami defense, I know they got a tough corner. I can't think of his name right now, but he's also a little bit washed. What the fuck is his name?
But yeah, I like
early in the morning.
Yeah, I like what Rocco said. T-Mac, I want to see him keep trending up. I want to see him still get more. He's your wide receiver one. Treat him like your wide receiver one. Pepper him with targets. Because who the hell do you have? Xavier Legette hasn't been doing what we want. He has a great personality, great type of humor to him, but very mediocre. I love that word this morning on the field. So I'm going T-Mac. Rocco, I believe, is going T-Mac here, full PPR. And also, go Saints. No.
Go Saints. I don't think that, I mean, he's going up against Jack Jones and Storm Duck. Yeah, I'm going to take T-Mac here.
Then, Coach Drew, back to your question. Jay Fields versus Dallas defense or add Dak to my Pickens and Ferguson lineup. So you already have Pickens and Ferguson in your lineup. And then I will say this. Dallas has very historically struggled with running quarterbacks. For whatever reason, they have a day against us. So I'm not going to tell you not to start Justin Fields. But I do feel like our defense will be slightly better this week. I don't know why, but I feel like communication-wise, we're getting better on how to speak with each other. And the players have voiced their feedback to Matt Eberflus of wanting to run more man coverage. We've been running a lot of zone, and our corners historically perform better in man coverage. Zone coverage, you have to work a lot as a team, communicate, so you don't have any open zones left for a wide receiver or tight end or just a pass catcher in general to run open. So I think Dak has a day, to be honest with you. I can't lie to you. So I'm going Dak. Toss Dak over there into your lineup. Pickens is going to have a good day. Hope Fergie has a good day. Him yak wise is not going to give you much, but I think the targets will be there. How about you, Rocco?
I think in a vacuum, I'm going to go with Justin Fields. He does have the best matchup. And this is according to Josh Larkey's matchup column. so I'm kind of using this for shorthand on a couple things. But
Mhm.
he has the best matchup today. That doesn't take into account any changes that the Cowboys are making to their defense. So, spreadsheets and charts can't capture adjustments by teams. But he does have the best matchup on paper today. So, do with that information what you will. But I think we're not talking about in a vacuum. We're talking about Dak, stacking Dak with Pickens and Ferguson, and if Dak eats, Pickens is going to eat, Ferguson's going to eat. So every time he throws a touchdown to Pickens, you're doubling up. You're getting 12 points. Every time he throws a 2-yard pass to Ferguson, you're getting, that 2 yards that Dak threw and that
That's
point
like
per
shade,
reception
man.
and that point per reception for that 4 yards and a cloud of must.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, you're funny,
yeah,
bro. Yeah.
yeah. So I think I go with the stack. I've been waiting to
If
use
y'all
that one.
y'all didn't peep the shade in there, but 100%. Oh God! And looking at Simp, I hope you're not a simp. but,
He
but
literally says he's a simp.
good morning to you, my G. Welcome to the show. Like, share, and subscribe, and we appreciate you tuning in
What
to it.
is a simp? I've heard that word before. Like, how
I
is
call
that
to my
defined?
definition. I think it's just a bitch. If you're as a male,
Man, I'm
as a
talking
male,
about. You're not. You're a good
yeah,
person in the chat today, trying to win some
some
games
win.
here.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in to the Fourth and Fantasy, the morning show, morning rush show. And we got you. He says full PPR, flex one. Mason. Damn, that's kind of crazy that we're having to put BTJ in the flex spot. Crazy world we in.
Damn.
Chris Godwin, Rico Dowdle, or DeMarcado. Well, DeMarcado is probably my last option here, or next to Godwin. It would be a close for them, just because I think Chris Godwin he actually looked better than I thought he would last week, but I'm still not banking on him right now. He still needs to get into football shape. What I'm saying? So they're still ramping him up. So him and Godwin are probably towards the back end of these options for me. The BTJ they have. If I'm looking at the schedule right now, goodness gracious, where are they? I don't see them. Oh, they're on Monday. They have the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not liking that, especially how Trevor Lawrence has been playing. It's not sexy. And then, but they still have Shane Waldron, another fantasy football terrorist. So we need to just toss that out there. Jordan Mason is going against the Cleveland Browns, but to Rocco's note, he does have one of the tougher matchups this week. I'll probably lean Rico Dowdle here. What do you say about that, Rocco?
Man, my guy Simp said that's just the last four letters. That's the first four letters of his last name. I'm guessing he's a Simpson, maybe.
I'm not. I'm not. Just 4 letters. My life. Hey, dog.
I'm glad we cleared that up because we want to be friends. No, I'm just
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I'm
Definitely
just
calling
fucking
you.
around.
Yeah. Definitely
It's too
calling you up.
early in the morning. It's
Yeah.
too early in the morning to have this much fun. I don't even have the snot out my eyes yet, but Dowdle's interesting, like out of these guys, because we know that he's going to get the workload, and he's playing against the Miami Dolphins, who have not been a great defense so far. They did look a little bit better this last week, but it was against the Jets, so whatever. Godwin got a bunch of targets, so he's interesting. BTJ's playing the Chiefs, so that's a really tough matchup on outside receivers. So that makes me nervous, and he hasn't done anything this year. That would just be, closing your eyes and picking him and
Yep.
not listening to any of the noise. But you got a lot of options. I think I'm gonna not play DeMarcado because I just don't know how that offense is gonna sort out. He could be the pass down back and get 5 catches for 50 yards and be a decent play, but that's too much risk there. I say all of that to say that I think I'm gonna go with Dowdle again, with these guys, because I know that I can bank on his touches on Sunday.
See, listen, and if Rico Dowdle ends up being somebody who just tanks the bed for you, I'm sorry, but those options right there just ain't sexy. And maybe BTJ turns it around for everybody. We're very much not, against it. We just don't see it right now, just with how Trevor Lawrence, that overall offense, they can't even get the player that they basically shipped so many damn picks out for, traded up for the ball. That should be really all you need to know about that one, if we're being completely honest. But before we get to the rest of the questions, and we very much will get to the rest of the starting.
Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but Chris Godwin does have an awesome matchup. Seattle's not very good against slots, so take that information as well. As Simp said, that he's leaning towards Dowdle, but he does have Baker and Ibuka. So if he wants to stack all of them, I'm with it.
Oh, and before we go into answer the rest of the starting sit questions, we want to take this time to recommend you go right now, download the League Champ Fantasy Ranks app. We've been playing for the last 2 weeks, and what this app is really all about is you're able to set your rankings and also see other people's rankings and then throw those into a contest. Each week, somebody is able to win a free, I'm right now, a free NFL jersey if you finish as the number 1 winner during that week. My first week was last one, and I had about a 76% accuracy in my rankings. Whoop. Rocco ended up getting by me just a fucking smidge. Just a smidge. I'm on your ass this week. So anybody
I whooped that ass week 1.
Nah, you ain't whoop ass, but you got a good win though. You got a good win though. So you can download League Champ Fantasy Ranks on your App Store. If you have an iPhone, you can download it on the Google Play Store and get right in. It's fun. I actually, when I'm looking and planning out my rankings, it actually does help me set up my lineup, because I'm like, all right, this guy has a better matchup than this guy. This guy has a better matchup than this guy. This guy's higher in my rankings this week than this guy. Let me see what my lineups are looking like. A wonderful app. Absolutely love the navigation of it. So go ahead and download it. You can find it on the App Store. You can find it on the Google Play Store. We get absolutely nothing right now for for sponsors or for promoting this. We just absolutely love the League Champ app. So, and also you can find those descriptions in the YouTube description. You can find the link to the App Store to download League Champ, and then you can find a link to the Google Play Store to download League Champ Fantasy Ranks. And shout out to Addy, part of 2 Guys in 1 Pod. No, we have Chev in the house. We got Chev in the cribbo. What's good with your player? Hope everything is good. Hope you're having an absolutely amazing morning as well. Now let's get to some of these rest of these questions that we have here. Before we go, we have Damian Dillard. He says appreciate the answer, and Rattler can't do nothing wrong in his eyes, but we know we're going to see Suge soon. Yeah, Rocco said this yesterday on our episode that we shot, that Suge is probably going to be coming in fairly quickly.
It's not necessarily anything he's doing. It's a power struggle between the front office and the coaching staff, and the team's gonna potentially be 0-5 after today. If they're able to win today, that changed the math on that. But if they lose today, it's gonna be a big calling from up top that Shuck needs to get in there.
No. To answer Walls, I like Walls too. Depends on which ones we're talking about. Full PPR, Jordan Mason or Chris Olave in the flex. Hold on, did I?
Oh, keep going.
Yeah. I don't think so. Hold on. So full PPR, Jordan Mason or Chris Olave in the flex. I'm going Chris Olave, as he's been getting targets. We honestly, at this point, we need to create a shirt that says follow the targets, right? The Saints are going against the New York Giants. Not to say that's a very great opponent, good opponent. Honestly, I love the matchup. Rattler seems like he's been trying to get Olave the ball. And it's not even for me. It's not close. I'm going Chris Olave over Jordan Mason. How about you, Rocco?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty easily Chris Olave in this on today because, like we said, Mason has a really tough matchup, and Chris Olave is going to get the targets. So I'm not scared by the Giants secondary. I'm terrified of their front seven, and I'm terrified for Spencer Rattler for the front seven.
No.
Look for Dexter Lawrence to possibly have a big day. But with their secondary can be leaky, so give me Chris Olave. Give me those 8 targets that he's going to see today.
And thank you, Jeff Love. One for your last name. And thanks for answering. He says, thanks for answering my questions. Hope y'all have a good day. You have an even better day. And we hope you get a dub in all your leagues.
Have a day.
Yeah, have a day. Yes, sir. And then let's look down, going down. We got more walls. For my other
Break the
league.
walls down.
Yeah, break the walls down. For my other league, also PPR, Rashad White or Waddle in the flex. Well, Waddle has the Carolina Panthers, and Rashad White has the Seattle Seahawks. Throw Waddle ass in there. They literally just lost Tyreek Hill to the most gruesome knee injury I've probably seen all season. They probably need to start giving a warning. And then, before I don't want to get too far on a tangent on it. These NFL networks are just these when they're showing these injuries, they keep replaying it and replaying it and replaying it. We don't need to keep seeing it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But I digress. He says, should he start Waddle?
I like to watch, but I'm weird.
I watch it on Twitter, but you know what I'm saying? There'd be kids watching these. Anyways, Waddle or White? I'm going Waddle. How about yourself? I love that celebration.
I know we need to bring back the Waddle celebration. Like I don't think he's been the same ever since I haven't seen that celebration in so long. So if he goes out there and we see that celebration, man, fireworks. Waddle doesn't have the best matchup, but in a full PPR, I think I want to go Waddle. It's a good one though because Rashad White could make some noise today, and Carolina is actually a better matchup than you would think they are. They got J.C. Horn, so watch out for the lockdown coverage from him. Could make his day difficult. But I'm gonna go with Waddle there. But Rashad White is close for me.
Right there with you. Then from our boy Addy, redraft Tua, T-Law, or Bryce. Well, I know one thing I ain't motherfucking going with, and that might be just because I got bias against one. But let Tua get knocked out that motherfucking game, we're gonna have an issue. You hear me? But actually, I loved what we saw from Darren Waller last week, and he's using his size, his kind of a basketball type, of how he was able to go up and get the ball. I won't shit on Tua. Actually, no, I got a little bit ahead of myself. It's still fuck that man, but it's where T-Law playing as bad as he can, and then your two options being in the same game. So it's basically, do you think Tua is going to have a better day against the Carolina Panthers defense, or do you think Bryce is going to have a better day against the Miami Dolphins defense? And I like more of the weapons for Tua than I do for Bryce right now. But what did you say, Rocco?
Bryce has the better matchup, QB wise. I mean, I don't think Carolina's an especially tough matchup. I think that the shutout of the Falcons, where the Falcons went to Magic City and got shut out in Carolina.
Yeah.
I think that was doing a lot of heavy lifting for that Carolina defense. But that's tough. That's a head up matchup. I guess it kind of depends on who you like in that game. Shout out to making picks against the spread on that one.
Yeah.
But but it could be a good bounce back matchup for Bryce. But he is down a lot of weapons. He's without Jatavion Sanders, Jalen Coker, and all he really has is Tetaroa McMillan. So I think I'm gonna go with Tua.
Hey, don't
I'm
disrespect
definitely,
Hunter
I'm
Renfro.
def. What,
Don't disrespect Hunter Renfro like that.
bro? I think the obvious answer is not T-Law because he doesn't know how to really play football. I don't know, if in points per glorious hair leagues, points per He-Man hair, he would be tops of the league. But in every other league, he's a non-starter if you can help it. I'm just praying for one good game, maybe 2 in a row, so I can trade him off of all of my dynasty rosters because he's worth shit right now. But I think I'm going to go with Tua. I think they showed more competency last week. He's always at risk of, the head injury deal. So he could be a zero if he leaves the game. But I think I'm going to take Tua. I'm just not confident in Bryce's weapons, and I don't see them getting any better on Sunday.
And shout out to Coach Drew. He says, thanks, fellas. Appreciate the insight. Have a great weekend. You have a great weekend, too. My G. Simp says he's leaning towards Dowdle. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to be. I'm guessing your last name is Simpson, right? It has to be. But he does have Baker and Ibuka. And then he also says, appreciate the help. Just found your show this morning. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear. We like
a macho man.
We love reaching out. We love, getting new people on the show and people finding us. It's actually, since we've been, this makes our 5th week of the morning show. And, it's been a great segment. We're glad that, we decided to come on early in the morning. We honestly didn't think there'd be this many people up at 8 o'clock. So y'all are some superstars. Y'all are ready for the day, ready to attack the day. So a shout out to everyone that's tuning in right now. Like, share, and subscribe. Jeff is back. This is his redraft, one quarterback, a dying breed. And I got to give you respect for that, Jeff. I still play plenty of one quarterbacks. I like them. I know Rocco doesn't, but I still like me some one quarterback.
Absolutely the fuck not.
So redraft one quarterback. He says drop Kraft. Hold on. Redraft one quarterback. Drop Kraft. Hold on.
No.
I already have Kittle in my RF spot. Or DJ Moore to get a starting tight end for the week. Don't drop Kraft. You won't get him back. I promise you won't get him back. Okay? It's not gonna go.
Is your team that loaded where you can drop a Kraft or a DJ Moore? But no, don't drop Kraft.
Don't drop Kraft.
I mean, Kraft can be better than Kittle this year. If you have to drop DJ Moore, I guess, sure.
He also asked to drop Purdy. So should he drop Purdy? So it's either drop Kraft, drop Purdy, or drop DJ Moore.
I mean, Purdy's going to be out maybe 3 weeks, so that goes into that decision. I'd probably drop Purdy if it's a single quarterback.
Yup, that's me right there with Rocco. One quarterback, the value of quarterbacks is way less, and if you already have a bona fide one, you can always and in one quarterback leagues, there's always quarterbacks on waivers. So if you do need to pivot or do need to go scoop up a guy, you can go scoop up a guy. So don't drop Kraft. You don't do that. That's our 100% answer. Don't drop no Kraft. Drop Purdy instead. Then going down, appreciate you, Chev, as always. If y'all don't know Chev, actually, if you don't know Chev, I don't know where you at. One of the best in the game, and really appreciate. He's been on the show plenty of times. We actually absolutely appreciate you over here. And if you don't know, go tap in with the FF Dynasty for sure. And two guys,
the hardest working man in pod business, right there.
Nope. And shout out to Addy once again for just being a great guy. We've had the pleasure of getting to know Addy, I say in the last 3 weeks or so, and great guy. Love what they do and love the Lead Champ app. Our boy Crispy is in the house. Shout out to you, Crispy.
Crispy.
He's saying Coop versus Tampa or Juju versus Kansas City. I'm going. Hold on, Juju versus Kansas City. Is it? Doesn't he play for Juju? Doesn't he? Doesn't Juju play for Kansas City? Oh, I think he meant Jacksonville. I would probably. I'd actually don't kill me for this. Because I have no other better options because of injuries. I have Juju starting this week in the lineup. I very much do. Cooper Cup, I don't like. The Buccaneers offense has very much, or defense has been their defense. Even the Eagles very much had a difficulty. They got some plays in there and they were able to get the win, but it was a very tough matchup. I lean. Let's look. I'm looking at this, and if you don't mind, Rocco, could you pull up Cooper Cup stats the last couple of weeks for me?
Yeah, sure. Well,
And so,
just
and
keep
that would
talking, and I'll
and
very
that would
slowly look this up.
that would very much determine if what Rocco brings up would very much determine if I want to lean that direction, honestly. But at the very, 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 very moment, I would probably because Juju, for some odd reason, Mahomes does like to give him the ball, and he sometimes does make a play or get a touchdown. Cooper
Where'd you
Cup,
go?
Cooper Cup is not washed, but he's not the guy that we all grew to love. He's not the guy that Dick Hammer. If you don't know who Dick Hammer is, Sam Darnold. He's not the guy that he is going to. It's really been JSN. So if we're looking at the numbers, right, of last week against the Cardinals, Cooper Cup had 5 targets, just for 4 catches, and he averaged 6.5 yards per catch. That is absolutely ass to me, right? But
Okay.
against the Saints, who you would think has a lesser defense, still only 3 targets, 2 catches, 31 yards. And most of that came from a 23-yard catch that he had, right? So thank you, Rocco. And then the most targets he had was against the Steelers, where he had 9, caught 7, and went for 90 yards. So he does potentially have that kind of game in him. But if we're looking at so far, it's really been 5, I don't know, like a 5 target, 4 target type of game from him. I'm not really sure. Go ahead, Rocco.
I will say that the Bucks are a really strong run defense. So they kind of force teams to pass where they're not as strong, and they're missing. I think they're missing Jamel Dean. They're really depleted in their cornerbacks and their secondary as a whole. So this could be a get right spot for Cooper Cup. If the Bucks do continue to stop the run game. I don't project that because I think Seattle has good running backs, and I think they should be able to run against most teams. But take that into account when making a decision on Cooper Cup this week.
And then looking at Juju stats, he's had, and goodness gracious, he's had 5 targets week 1, 3 targets week 2, 4 targets week 3, and then 6 targets in week 4. So he has a very solid floor for targets, I believe. And out of
Juju's
those games,
on KC,
huh? Yeah.
KC.
That's why I said.
Tripping?
I corrected him on that one. Where it's Juju versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, and if you looking at that particular defense, I probably lean, and I'm probably gonna hate myself for saying this, but throw Juju in there. I don't know, bro. I feel like I don't like both. I don't like neither. If I'm being quite honest with you, Chris,
You gotta pick one. He's probably really depleted on, with his injuries. So that's probably been forced into that position.
I have 5 minutes. LOL. What is that from pick 2? My bad. I have 5 minutes. That was probably around like 884.
I answered in the chat. So.
Okay, cool. All right, Rocco with the save. Shout out. sorry about that, my G. But If I had to in a very split vacuum, I probably lean going Juju as he has a little bit more juice than no pun intended, and then Cooper Cup. How about you, Rocco?
I think I'm gonna go with Cup.
Mm.
Juju is unless he scores a touchdown, like his upside is 10 points. So I think that Tampa should be able to score points against Seattle because they've basically scored on everybody. Even when they've been like handled, they still found some garbage time points.
Yep.
Look at Ibuka's 77-yard touchdown last week in a game where they were, they for three quarters and about a half of 3.5 quarters they were really kind of dominated, but they found ways to score and make that game close at the end. So they basically showed they can score on anybody. So I think that Seattle in turn is going to have to score points. So I think Cooper Cup, along with JSN, they're going to have to, pass at some point. I think that Cooper Cup is going to be the recipient of some of those passes.
And keep the starting sit questions coming. We'll go until it dries out, and then we'll start to end up to wrap up the show. Where
I'm going till 8:30. So
yeah,
if y'all keep on coming, my man, I have full confidence that Huncho can still kick ass in here. But we'll see how it goes.
yo. And looking at Eric, I'm just gonna say Eric S. I don't want to mispronounce your last name. Schaefer. I'm gonna go Schaefer.
Schaefer.
Good morning to you. I don't recognize the name, so welcome to the show. I will remember that for next time. And like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you for tuning in to us this morning. He says PPR need two flex: Addison, DeMarcado, Chase Brown, or Diggs. Well, I'm already going Jordan Addison there for one of them. And then Stephon Diggs had his first 100-yard game last week from Drake May. I don't want to sniff the cocaine a little bit, but no, I might have to throw Stephon Diggs into this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't want to do too much drugs up in this motherfucker. But Jordan Addison and Stephon Diggs are my two choices. How about you, Rocco?
This show brought to you by drugs.
No, literally.
The answer here is Diggs and Addison. I mean, that for me. That's an easy question because I don't know what the fuck we're gonna get from Amari DeMarcado, Chase Brown. It is straight. I mean, he like Coach said, he is who I thought he was. Let him off the hook.
Let him off the hook. Yo, that's one of my favorite interviews of all time.
Was that was Singletary? Huh?
That was the dude from the Cardinals. Yeah, dude.
No, that wasn't Singletary. That was
who we thought Dennis Green, not Dennis.
Denny Green. Not Singletary. They had to fire Singletary because he was walking in the locker room without his pants on, trying to talk to the players.
Yes, it was hilarious. Rocco has already answered this one in the chat, so shout out to Rocco. But he went with sit worthy here and start Genty and Junkins.
And my bad. I will say this is a super tough one. The more I looked at it, because Genty fully fucking broke out last week, so there's no way you can possibly sit him.
He's back with the Michael Myers. Yeah, the Michael Myers.
I saw some good shit on Twitter. I forgot who it was, so my bad. But he stands up like that because he's short. He's a short king, so that he can see over the line and see how the defense is set. When he's crouched down, he's basically going blind, on that run. So that's why he does it, essentially. I know our guy, the Fantasy Nerd Boy, pointed that out. So shout out to him. But it looks like, that set him on a nuclear pace for that game. Judkins has played really good out the gate, and I think they're going to have to rely on him like basically this whole game because you don't want to throw the rookie out there. You don't want to throw the rookie out there to get slaughtered, by a really good Vikings defense. So they're going to lean on Judkins heavily, but also Xavier Worthy has one of the top matchups this week against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have played good defense. Shout out to their defense and special teams. In my one league that I play defense special teams, they've been awesome. But apparently they're not too good at the corners, so he doesn't have a great matchup. But I also don't trust that archetype to be consistent. That deep field stretching type. Even the top guy, maybe of all time in that archetype, Deshaun Jackson, was very hit or miss. And I think that's what we're going to get from Worthy in his career. A lot of people had Jameson Williams breaking out, but he is that archetype, and that's why he has like 19 targets on the season. So I just don't trust that archetype. Take the workhorse backs and trust in those touches.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong trusting in the touches.
I can't. Honestly, I can't explain that better than Rocco just did. So I really like that right there. And thank you for the subscription, my boy, or subscribing. Thank you, Ben, and hope you continue to love the show. Crispy. Yeah, Rome and DK on bye. Not much else for wide receiver options. Yeah, bro, I'm right with you. Because my options, like I said, I'm starting Juju. In an everyday world, you know damn well I ain't starting no goddamn Juju. You guys, shout out to Ben. You guys were good. Thought the same. Oh, you're good. You're good, OG. And then looking more. Eric says he just found the show. Y'all gonna make me run outside screaming. Y'all gonna make me do it. God damn, I love hearing this.
We're going streaking.
We're going streaking, man. I'm glad people are finding the show. I'm glad that y'all liking the show. We've been doing this since late October, early November of 2024. So we've been almost we're going by the end of the month. We'll be hitting our 1-year anniversary of Fourth and Fantasy. So thank you for everybody that has tuned in so far. We really appreciate your support. Mo Diesel that's a fire name. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Mo Diesel. I'm gonna remember that one. Start one half PPR. I never y'all really like half PPR. I don't, but nevertheless, go ahead. Waddle or Worthy.
People love it, but I just can't get into it.
Yeah, I can't get jiggy with it, Rocco. But Waddle or Worthy, Strange or Kelsey, Zay or Pittman. Do your thing, Rocco.
All right, so
if you need the matchups again, just let me know.
All right, so Waddle is going up against Carolina.
Yep.
Worthy's going up against Jacksonville.
Yep. Strange is going against Kansas City. Yep.
In that wide receiver versus wide receiver, I think I'm going Worthy. I'm going to trust in that matchup. It's a little bit better than Waddle. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Worthy. That could blow up in my face because, I do want to see the Waddle dance. Stranger Kelsey, that's in the same game, so that's interesting. I'm starting Kelsey where I have him. I'm not a believer in that matchup, and I think it can go real bad real quickly for Jacksonville, considering Trevor Lawrence can't get off his first read. So I think that coaching staff and that defensive coordinator is going to have a field day with that. So I don't really trust Strange. I mean, we all could use some Strange in our lineup, but I'm going to go Kelsey this week. Zay or Pittman. That's tough. Pittman. That's tough because they got Cooper Rush. And Houston has some of the best set of cornerbacks in the league. I don't know if they'll follow Zay into the slot. And low key, I think Cooper Rush can be decent. He always, did a great job backing up for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to help them win 1 or 2 games and keep them kind of in the race. But I'm gonna trust in Pittman this week going up against the Raiders. So I think that's a better matchup. So I'm gonna go with Pittman this week.
I'm not gonna fight him rock on any of those. Those are my selections as well. Worthy, Kelsey, just because it's strange, and I don't. We got to see more from T. Law, and then I will go Michael Pittman just because of he has his starting quarterback and Daniel Jones, and that the offense for the Colts has been humming. So got to go Michael Pittman there. Yep, his name was Denny Green. Denny Green.
R.I.P. Denny Green, one of the great coaches.
R.I.P. Man. Just thinking about him brings me to that era of football that I think we all kind of miss right now.
Yeah, I mean there was some great sound bites back in the day.
Yeah.
Coaches would get mad and be in front of microphones.
Good morning, TC. Welcome back to the show, my brother. Good morning, fellas. PPR, Tony Pollard, or Michael Carter. We actually talked about Tony Pollard in our episode that we released yesterday, and I'll let Rocco take it from here. But how he's feeling about Tony Pollard going into Week 5?
Man, that's tough. That's tough because that's actually a straight up matchup because the Cardinals are facing off against the Titans, and the Titans are fucking awful. Sorry, Chev. You watch the games. I mean, my Saints are fucking terrible too. What can I say? But that's tough because not only do the Titans have a terrible defense, but they can't sustain any offense. So Carter's going to have a lot of opportunities out there. I want to say Pollard in a vacuum because I would love Pollard. I have so much Pollard on my teams, and I still have to start him because I don't have options even as good as a Michael Carter. But it also could blow up in your face because they also have a DeMarcado. They have a Bam Knight. Bam! And they said that they're going to give all of them opportunities. So it could be a hot hand approach. And if Michael Carter doesn't have that hot hand, then he could very well not get much love in this game. But there should be a lot of love to go around. So feet to the flame, I'm going to say Michael Carter, but I don't feel sexy about it.
Yeah. And Michael Carter, the coach for Gannon, spoke about Michael Carter, and Michael Carter slipped up a little bit too, where he said that you go from a role type to a very minimum role to being a starter. So I do think Michael Carter is the starter going into the game, and the DeMarcado is the guy that they use on passing downs. You would hope like Michael Carter will get I don't know, bro. I hate both of these options, and I like Tony Pollard, if I'm being quite honest with you. But the Titans and Brian Callahan hasn't been using Tony Pollard to his greatest ability of being a pass catcher and a running back, right? So if he's trying to save his job, if he's not trying to be the first coach fired, which he's my dark horse to be, you need to be able to get Tony Pollard in the game, give him the ball, get him touches in the receiving game, because you're very limiting him when you do that. Michael Carter is going to get the running. So if we're game script wise, let's say Arizona is whooping the dog shit out of the Titans, right? Then at that point, the Titans are going to try or have to pass the ball, which will lessen Tony Pollard's role, because Ward, not to say he doesn't, but he isn't the biggest check down guy. He's more of an improviser, and he's looking more downfield rather than checking it down. So I'm riding with Rocco here. Michael Carter by a smidge until we see the Titans use Tony Pollard a little bit better, or Callahan gets fired. 100% behind that one. Yep, Cards coach against the Bears, Mr. Denny Green. Katimi has joined the house. Good morning to you, brother. What's happening, G? We have another one from Jeff. this morning in PPR Dynasty, what type of draft pick would I have to add to Waddle to get Jacobs? I am strong at wide receiver with a Doomsday coming in strong and Rice coming back soon. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be feeling real good about Rashee Rice. I think he's going to add a very good, that added or missing piece that the Kansas City Chiefs offense has been missing the first couple of weeks of the NFL season. Plus, I need some RB help. So if you're pairing this with Waddle, you don't need to throw in a first, right? I don't think you need to throw in a first here. I personally, because I like Jacobs, I've actually went out and traded for Jacobs so far this year because he actually has been very serviceable, even though, and it's volume. We love running backs that get volume. To add with Waddle, I would throw in a second. Yeah, Waddle in a second. And if it depends on what that second is it an early second, a mid second, or a late second, will really determine if that person accepts it. But I think Waddle in a second is very acceptable for Jacobs. And if they want to go even further, you could do like a third, toss in a third if it really gets to that price. Like if you really want to go get Jacobs, then go ahead and toss in, a third to go along with that second and Waddle. And I wouldn't even be mad at that at all. How about you, Rocco?
I think you hit it right on the head. Waddle in a second. But a lot of this depends on the team that has Jacobs. Like, do they have a wide receiver need? What's their motivation to trade Jacobs? Because if they're winning, and they're winning on the back of Jacobs, then they may want to just keep Jacobs. And not inherit the risk of a Jalen Waddle who hasn't really been that great. I mean, the storyline, the narrative is that he's gonna take Tyreek Hill's, spot in the target tree pecking order, and I hope that. But I mean, it could just be a split between Waddle, Malik Washington, Darren Waller that just came back. That's the downside of this. That may be in the head of the Jacobs owner. So if the Jacobs owner is rebuilding, or they have a poor record where they're looking to get off Jacobs, maybe they put Jacobs on the trade block. Yep. Then I think Waddle in a second may get it done. Or they may not want Waddle. They may want a first plus. They may want a first and a second, and then you have to make the decision if that's worth it. If you're competing for a ship, he's a major contender. He just added some context here. He's a major contender, and the other guy likes Waddle and is not a contender. So there you go.
Get her done.
If he likes Waddle, that's
get her done.
That's half the battle. I would start with Waddle in a third for Jacobs.
Ooh, okay.
I'd start there and see if that gets it done, because that could get it done. If he likes Waddle, and people are splitting these streets on Waddle. Some people love Waddle, and some people hate him. But if he loves Waddle, that's your in. That's your fucking in. Offer Waddle in a third, and then let him counter with the second, smash accept. Or he'll take that third, and you have a deal right there.
I like that, Rocco. And shoot on that.
Yeah, don't leave money on the table when he's the one. Essentially, it sounds like he's the one coming at you.
That always makes trade negotiations a lot easier. And I always say, when someone initiates a trade, you're the one who coming to me to get this player. I didn't start this.
You're in the driver's seat.
Right. So now you have them where you want them. You're a major contender. Go ahead and secure yourself some Josh Jacobs. We got OD 2K in that. Welcome to the show, my G. And I don't believe I've seen your handle before. Welcome to the show. If this is your first time finding Fourth and Fantasy, finding the Morning Rush Show, we hope you enjoy it. Go ahead and hit the like, share, subscribe button. Appreciate you for tuning in. He asks, y'all going Travion or Jalen Tolbert?
Bro. bruh, bruh. Man, we love all we all love all of y'all, but bruh, come on, man. Start Trevion.
Bro, what?
Jalen Tolbert basically shouldn't even be on your team.
What the hell are you talking about?
Jalen Tolbert should be hanging out on the unemployment line.
I had to dip into my seat. I gotta go back into my goddamn guy. Like, dude, what the fuck?
And this is from the Cowboys guy. So if Jalen Tolbert had anything, he would be screaming from the rooftops. This is the same guy that said buy all the Cowboys on this podcast. All of them.
Just so
buy
y'all
all
know.
of them, except for Jalen Tolbert. Buy all of them.
Yeah. Just so y'all know, I am crazy. This is how much I love my Cowboys. If I'm in a startup and I hate this getting the 101 because now I have to take CeeDee Lamb at the fucking 101. That's how I be coming. If I'm in that 101 to 108, 109 spot, I'm taking CeeDee Lamb. Every time.
That's right. Let them know how you be coming.
Oh shit. Shit.
No kidding.
Oh, you got me with that one. Let me take some water, boy. You got me on that one. But yes, Travion. Sorry, Odie. To go back to your question, Travion from both of us for sure.
Absolutely. Cut Tolbert.
Katimi. He says, would you start Monty over Ibuka, Waddle? Damn, there's a lot of options, my brother. But Ibuka, Waddle, Olave, Sutton, Jamo, or Woody. I would start Monty over Waddle. I would start Monty over Sutton. I will start Monty over 100% over Jamo. I will start Monty over Woody. Marks has an actually good matchup this week against the Baltimore Ravens, actually. And I tried trading for Woody, and maybe the guy didn't see my trade, but nevertheless, I sent a second to acquire Woody. Didn't get accepted. So maybe he did see it. I got to go back in the inbox. Maybe he did see it and just said, fuck that guy. But people not even trying to give away Woody for a second. And I'm not going nothing higher than that. I just want y'all to, if you're watching this, I'm not going higher than a fucking second. Not in my plans. I go shoot for a Josh Jacobs or something. But I like Monty. Monty's going to have, when it comes to his type TD production, I really do like Monty. Ibuka is a tough spot for me just because I still think he can have a nice week just because he is now the wide receiver 1 and then Chris Godwin's back, the wide receiver 2 there, which allows them to, if you caught the last week's game, they moved Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin was in the slot quite a bit, but Emeka Ibuka was there as well. So he was outside and inside. They're going against the Cincinnati Seahawks, who have a pretty good sorry, I said the Cincinnati Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks. Sorry, a lot of in there. But I would probably go Monty over all those guys this week. What did you say, Rocco?
All right, I got 5 minutes. These options give me a Woody. But yeah, I think I'm sitting James. What's the matchup for JMO again? Remind me.
Yep. The
Cincinnati.
Yep, Cincinnati.
Whew. That could be fireworks.
All you need is 2 catches from the motherfucker. That's all you need.
That could be fireworks, man. I think I'm gonna sit.
I still go Monty though. Out of all those guys, I'm still go Monty.
Yeah, I think I'm going to sit. Yeah, I think J-Mo's the call, and that's what our guy Katimi said. But also Sutton has a bad matchup against Philadelphia, so that take that for what it is. Olave he's gotten targets, but he hasn't played great. Fuck it, I think I'm sitting Olave. In with these.
Well, I mean, Sutton.
I think J-Mo's good for like a 50-yard touchdown in this game.
I don't like Sutton
because Cincinnati
against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not too. Cooper DeJean been whooping ass. Quentin Mitchell has been pretty cool. Dave, I don't know about that one. You know, what I mean, it's a tough one. Like all J-Mo needs is 2-3 catches and a long ball, and you're pretty good on production, right? So he is the modern. I said this a lot. He's the modern day Deshaun Jackson, the big play guy. But I think Deshaun Jackson was more consistent than J-Mo. If I'm being quite honest with you. We have one more. We have one more. Marvin Allen, Kamara, or Debo at flex. This will be our last starting sit question before we get out of here. Once again, thank you to everybody who has tuned in this morning. Absolutely great show. We loved your feedback. This is the earliest we've been on camera, but y'all brought the vibes, and we hope we return those back to you. And thank you to all the new subscribers to the show and finding the show today. We love to hear that this is your first time finding the show. That means we're reaching more broader audiences. But the last question: Kamara or Debo at flex? Kamara. Hey, oh, hold up. Okay, Stingy. Listen, Rocco got to get out of here in a moment. But if we still get more start and sit questions in, I'll stick in a little bit longer and I'll answer those for y'all. But Kamara or Debo, Rocco, since you're out leaving, I'll let you answer this one.
I think I'm gonna take Kamara. I mean, they have to find a way to get him the ball in space. They're 0-4, and Kamara, is average like 3 catches a game. So I feel like they have to figure out a way to get him the ball in space and get him some catches. So hopefully that changes today. Debo has a decent play against the Chargers, who are super tough on the run, and middling on slot receivers. But I think I gotta go AK here.
Sorry, I accidentally muted myself. But yes, I'm going Kamara here. Debo, yes, he gets Jaden Daniels back, so that's good for his end. But
all right,
Rocco got to get out.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you, everybody that's joined. The ladies as well. Thank y'all for like, share, and subscribe to supporting us. Please follow our absolutely free Discord, and you can get more free advice like you've gotten today. But I'm out. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Peace out, Rocco. Enjoy your day, my G.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, yes, I can answer a few more of these before we get out of here. All right. Let's look at so if I didn't answer it, I'm going Kamara. I've actually been somebody who has defended Debo to my greatest degree possible because I don't believe he is washed. He works with somebody. Now I'm forgetting his name. It's still early in the morning, messing me up. But I still think Debo is good. Kamara has a better matchup, and that's where I will lean towards. Stingy, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great morning. Hope your day gets even better. Hey, 14-man league, drafted Burrow and JJ. Oh, I am so sorry, bro. I am so sorry to hear that. We both in a league. We're both in the same area with Burrow and JJ. To be honest with you, both are hurt and out. Start Rattler, Gabriel, or Rush at quarterback. So if we're looking at it, right, Rattler is going against the New York Giants. So right off the top of my head, that's where I start to lean to. Dylan Gabriel, he is going against the Minnesota Vikings, and they are very much strapping shit. You know what I mean? And then you have Cooper Rush. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so I would never slander that man. He kept us right where we needed to be, where when Dak Prescott got hurt. So out of those 3 guys, I'm primarily leaning towards Spencer Rattler. He is my favorite out of those 3. I've been very much defending him as well, as I don't think he's any other reason why the Saints are having the troubles that they are having. One, that front office is complete ass, right? Horrible, don't know what they're doing. They need to go set Alvin Kamara free because the direction that they're heading to isn't going very well. So I would go Spencer Rattler there and feel good about it. Now, Cooper Rush could come out and have a very cool game, very serviceable game, but man, I feel like you're putting your eggs in a big basket right there. Because I'm looking, Baltimore has the Houston Texans. That's not an easy matchup. Those wide receivers aren't going to have an easy day. Cooper Rush isn't going to have an easy day, right? Now, if they can get Derrick Henry going, and which I very suspect them to do, if you have Derrick Henry, feel better because I have quite a bit of Derrick Henry. I'm in 50 plus fantasy leagues, whether it's dynasty, redraft, one quarterback, super flex, 12 team, 14 team, 16 team, 10 team, different type of scoring settings, you name it. It's different type of starting lineups, you name it, right? That's why I'm in so many, just so I can get practice on or different situations wise. Derrick Henry should have a wonderful day because they need him to have a wonderful day. Looking at some more in the chat. And shout out to you, Marvin. Thank you for subscribing and then liking the video. And very much hope you enjoy the more. Once again, guys, we and gals, we shoot the Morning Rush show every Sunday. Today we went at 8 o'clock, but we typically go at 9. But whatever one works. We might be back at 8. We might do it at 9. I'm a morning person. I've been up 6, cranking out, getting ready for the show. So, I'm always ready to go no matter what time it is. So appreciate everybody that tunes in to us. Untyme. Good morning to you, my guy. Hope you're doing well. And I don't recognize your name, so I believe this is your first time. Like, share, subscribe. And thank you for tuning in. So I traded for Bowers on Tuesday. Ooh, and go Dogs. Because if you can't tell by that sombrero right there, I am a Georgia Bulldogs fan. And yes, I'm still upset that we lost to Alabama a week later. But we handled business against Kentucky yesterday. So I will go woo-woo on that. So I traded for Bowers on Tuesday, and now he's out. He's not even questionable. Bowers is not playing today. So is he going to be a go or not? Nope, he is out, my G. He is out, and Michael Myers is out. Michael Mayers, sorry. Michael Mayers is out. If you are looking at, you could, at this point, pivot to go get their third string tight end, Albert O. I don't know how to say his last name, to be honest with you. It's like a Kwan. You know what I mean? I'm just going to say Albert O. Or you got to start depending on some other guys in our offense, like a Jack Betch, a Dante Thornton, I'm forgetting their wide receiver one right now, Jacoby Myers, him. I think Ashton Genty has a very nice day, as they're going to need to lean on him more. It hurts me. Once again, go Dogs. I have Brock Bowers in a lot of places. This season hasn't been the best of his when it comes to injuries. Not production, but injuries. Sucks for sure. But yes, he is out. You need to very much go into all your lineups where you have Bowers and change them out for a tight end that you have in your roster that you're very comfortable, or picking somebody up off of waivers. Good morning to you, Ryan. Standard League. Which 2 wide receivers should I start? Chase, Ibuka, Keenan Allen. I am leaning with my studs. Always lean towards the studs, but Chase isn't getting the points because of the QB play. Seahawks D is legit. That it is. The Seahawks defense is very, very legit, and they are going against the Tampa Bay Bucks. But I like the one thing about Ibuka, he has his starting quarterback, right? And Baker Mayfield, another guy I've been defending and I will defend for the life of me because he is a great starting quarterback in this league. I would very much, and we got Rocco still in the house. He's still in the chat. Shout out to you, G. And like Rocco said, I lean towards right now Emeka Ibuka and Jamar Chase. You're always going to have to start your studs, man. It's not going to feel sexy having Jamar Chase on your bench, but also doesn't feel sexy having him in your starting lineup and him giving you very, very little points. But that's the risk you got to take with Jamar Chase because he is that caliber of a wide receiver where you have to start him. Hopefully, and this is very much hopefully, the Cincinnati Bengals go out and they trade for a quarterback because this has to stop, right? Browning is not it. He's not good. He's not elevating or even being a game manager or what you want. Cooper Rush would do a lot better job than what Jake Browning has done with the amount of talent that he has. Absolutely disgusting. So, but you got to start your studs here. I know Keenan Allen has been actually really good for what his role is, and he's going against the Washington Commanders, whose defense is their secondary is very you feel me? So I probably would lean more Ibuka and Keenan Allen, but you can't sit your studs. So you got to keep Jamar Chase in there. If possible, are you able to throw Keenan Allen into a flex? I would do that and ride it out like that, Ryan. For sure. And then on Taim, all good. I got Kelsey routing on my bench. Great pivot, right? Wonderful pivot. Go ahead, feel comfortable tossing him into your lineup. He has the Jacksonville Jaguars. I actually do like that matchup. So you're good there. No worries. One more, and this one has me scratching my head. Dart or Baker? Baker Mayfield is that guy. That dog. He's him. Jackson Dart is going to have a... Now, I want to see... Yes, he is going against the New Orleans Saints, and he did beat... he did get the Giants their first win last week, which is always good for confidence of a rookie quarterback, but he is a rookie quarterback. So I would like to see him get him more snaps and see how he plays out for that one. I lean towards Baker Mayfield here as though when it comes to, especially in a 6-point passing touchdown, I think he's a pretty good value there for sure. Let's see, do we have more in here? My boy Max is in the house. Woo. That's the other side of Fourth and Fantasy. He handles all our Discord work. Shout out to you, Max, for joining in. We appreciate you, big dog. Now, Ryan, he says, thanks. And also, Standard League, which 2 running backs between Mox, Henderson, Miller, and Krosky Merritt? I already know which one to go with that one, but that's an easy one for me. Woody Marks is going to have, hopefully, a really nice day. He has the Baltimore Ravens on his lineup. Get Woody in your lineups right now. People aren't accepting a second from me right now for Woody Marks for whatever reason. All right. He took more of the shares or touches away from Nick Chubb. Once again, go Dogs. You hate to see it, but Nick Chubb is still trying to come back from that knee injury from last year and trying to get back to himself. Woody Marks looks explosive, and I think he can even be better in the receiving game for them. So feel comfortable starting Woody Marks, and then you say Henderson, Miller, and Krosky Merritt. Krosky is very interesting because we just don't know about that running back rotation for the Commanders. It seems like they want everybody to get the ball, and I know at this point in modern day NFL, every team in some shape, way, or form is running back by committee, but they're barely running back by committee, right? 3 guys touch the ball. That's kind of crazy. So I would go Woody Marks. We saw good things from Miller, Kendre Miller last week. Still, I'll probably go Woody Marks and Henderson here. I do like Miller. We still got to see how they split up the shares between Kamara and him. And then the New York Giants defensive line is absolutely monstrous. Crazy, if you will. And as a Dallas Cowboys fans, I hate going against the Giants, especially just because of Dexter Lawrence, the absolutely mammoth that he is. And they've been killing it when it comes to pass rush. So Woody Marks and Henderson would be my go-tos here for sure. Yep. Going bake. Yep. Go Baker and bake it up. And I hope he get you some dubs this weekend. It looks like we're getting to the end of the start and sits. I will stay on for another 2-3 minutes as to see if any other start sit questions come in. But as always, appreciate everybody who tunes in to Fourth and Fantasy. We've been doing this thing for a year now, almost a year by the end of the month. And we've met some very cool people in the fantasy football community in this space. We get to interact with you all. And honestly, this is some of my favorite moments, actually, just being able to discuss football with you all. So shout out to everybody that tunes into the Morning Rush show and just all our episodes, for real. Our boy Max, who is a New England Patriots fan, so keep that in mind. Think Henderson's utilized way more this game, and that's the feeling I have, Max. That's the feeling I have about Travion Henderson. I need, aka want, and I just noticed we're 12 minutes into that 9:30 game. I need to go tune into that thing. But Henderson, I hope, is used. I have a really strong feeling that he is used more appropriately to where he has more explosive plays. I think they need to get him out in space more to utilize his speed, utilize his playmaking type skills that he have. Feel good about Henderson because I definitely would. Let's see. They say stashing K Miller and Algier, but also have B Smith and ETN on waivers. And he's not talking about Travis. He's probably talking about his little brother Trevor. Should I grab those two instead? I would look into Brashard Smith for sure. Actually, Patrick Mahomes was just talking about Brashard Smith either yesterday or 2 days ago, and hyping him up of how his skill set, he can be used in the running back, he can be used as a wide receiver, and I still don't think they used him that way. And the Kansas City Chiefs offense needs speed. That shit is slow as hell. All right, it's not fun to watch. And yes, they're gonna be good when Rashee Rice comes back. Worthy gives them some type of speed element, and as he keeps coming back from that shoulder injury. But I would go out and get Brashard Smith because he adds another speed element. Trevor Etienne is cool too. Don't get me wrong. And while Chuba is out, we got Rico Dowdle and Trevor Etienne as your go-to guys. And I think that would be a pretty cool 1-2 punch for them until Chuba. Hopefully, it's only a 1-week injury for Chuba, but you know how those calf injuries go, and those calf injuries can quickly turn into Achilles injuries. I have Chuba in a lot of places. I'm not trying to see him tear his Achilles. Me and Raga were just talking about at the beginning of the show. Someone was like, Honcho, you need to fix your starting lineup, right? And I go, with what? I don't have any running backs. All my running backs are hurt. Every last one. I don't have a single starting running back right now because every last one is hurt. And there's not a single running back that I have. For example, Audric Estime ain't doing shit this week. So I might as well start nobody in those motherfucking slots. I'm sick. These injuries have me sick. I'm sick and tired of all these goddamn injuries. If y'all have felt the same way, it's only week 5. We're only a 1/4, a little bit over 1/4, going in a little over 1/4 way of the season. And it's not sexy, bro. It's not sexy. And I agree with you, Max. I hope, I will say I'm surprised Kyle Williams hasn't seen more snaps on the field, but that goes more towards how Booty has been playing. And then DeMario, yeah, bro, I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of hype about DeMario Douglas and him in that slot role for them, especially with McDaniels being back and him loving his slot. Look for Efton Chisholm by the end of the year. If DeMario Douglas doesn't start to turn it around, you could start to see Efton Chisholm in that lineup. And y'all, if you didn't know, we are very big Efton Chisholm guys over here. We were one of the first people to actually start mentioning him before he started getting off-season hype. So yeah, I don't like, to Max's point, DeMario hasn't been doing it. Need to And welcome to the show, AS. If this is your first time, like, share, and subscribe. And appreciate you tuning in to us. Need to Troy Franklin, Slayton, and Ayo Manor in a half PPR. Feel comfortable starting Troy Franklin. I have him in plenty of my starting lineups this week as they are going against the Philadelphia Eagles. Not an easy matchup, but the Eagles passing defense has been able to be moved on, as we saw last week. So start Troy Franklin. In the terms of matchups, Slayton has a really nice matchup. And with Dart starting, gives me a little bit more hope or confidence. Ayo Manor seems like he is Ward's go-to guy or favorite guy or comfortable with getting him the ball. I don't know how I feel about sitting Slayton just because of the matchup. And then Tennessee Titans just not looking good so far. And then they also have an Arizona Cardinals defense. I have to check on the status of Will Johnson, who has been their best corner so far in the season. In a pinch, probably going Troy Franklin and Slayton. But Ayo Manor is literally right there. But I'll probably have to go with Slayton there for sure in that spot. Rest of the lineup, you say you have Mahomes, Pickens. Hell yeah. Pickens is gonna have a great day. Debo, Ayo. Is that Mason Taylor or Taylor from the Colts? Is that ETN or Travis Etienne? Bannon Tudd, Derby, thank you, Max, keeping me updated to the game. Harold Fannin Jr. just scored. And if you have him in your lineups, feel nice, feel sexy, feel right. He just got me 6 points. Love it. Trey McBride and Troy Franklin. I think that's a pretty cool solid lineup that you have there. I would lean toward starting Slayton over Ayo, but you can't go wrong nevertheless. Yeah, bro. These bye weeks, the start of the bye weeks suck, bro. Bijan, London, Warren, all on buys. Benson on IR. That probably hurt a lot of people as well. So no, I 100% behind. But Jonathan, okay, cool. Jonathan Taylor, cool. All right, bet. So yeah, I absolutely like your lineup. I think you have a really good solid week to come out with a dub here. But I'm actually going to go ahead and watch this game as well and go get some breakfast. It is 9:49 my time, and I only have some yogurt. So thank you to everybody who has tuned into today's show, Morning Rush Show. Very much appreciated. Keep chopping it up with us. Keep tapping in with us. We got a lot more vibes, a lot more content coming. If you don't know, we have a free Discord, which you can find in the description. We're talking about League Champ Fantasy Ranks. I'll go ahead and add that on the screen one more time. All right. League Champ Fantasy Ranks app, where you can go on, do your own rankings of players for that said week, and then you can throw that into a contest, which is done every single week, and you can have a chance to win a free NFL jersey of your choice if you finish number one. All right, I've been doing it. Me and Rocco, it's our second week. Going into our second week, we had a very successful week one. I believe for the most part, I had like a 76% accuracy for my rankings. And then Rocco ended up just barely pushing, getting ahead of me. So thank you all for tuning in. Go ahead and download the League Champ Fantasy Ranks app. You can find it on the App Store, you can find that in the description as well. And you can find it in your Google Play Store, which we also have that in the YouTube description. Hope everybody has a great rest of their morning, day, and go get yourself some dubs. We are your fantasy playbook to more championship wins. And we are the land of the fantasy football sickos. All sickos are welcome. I absolutely love that word, to be honest with you. We didn't start hearing sickos up until very recently, but we've been saying we're some real sickos. I'm in 50 plus fantasy leagues at this point, redraft, dynasty, you name it, cut chop leagues. Rocco is in 30 plus, I believe. I know 25 at least. So shout out to everybody tuning in. Catch us next Sunday at either 8 or 9. We'll announce it during the week. If y'all like the 8 o'clock time, absolutely we do. I got to see if there's a 9:30 game next week as well. If it is, we probably will be going at 8. But if not, we catch us again at 9. Hope everybody has an amazing day. And hell yeah, Max. Everybody have a wonderful day. Till next time. This is Sports